Hey y'all, I'm overdue for some self-care. So for the next 2 days, I'm going to be showing you all the little things that I do to give myself some love and care. Very simple, affordable, at-home things. I'm starting with washing my hair. I was getting hair depression real bad from having dirty hair that needed to be styled. So first thing was first, I had to wash it. I'm trying out these products that I got from Chebeauty. I've been seeing this on Instagram for months, getting ads for it, and I just had to try it. This is an African-based brand that uses Chebe as its main ingredient for all of the products. I'll list some details about these products on the screen, but first I washed and then I used this deep conditioner. I really love these products. They have such a fresh smell with a minty undertone. It just gives spa treatments. This deep conditioner was so moisturizing. It gave my hair so much slip, and I just put this all throughout my hair, and then I put on a plastic cap, and I also used my thermal conditioning cap to trap all of the heat in and wear it for about 20 minutes. Before I did that, I did use my unbrush and just detangle my hair. I like to detangle my hair while I have conditioner in before I finish the process, just because it makes it easier on me later when I get to styling, and it just also helps to get rid of any additional shed hairs that need to come out. After I finished deep conditioning, the last step was to use this rice water mist. This is a mist that you spray in your hair and you leave it in. It says for only 2 to 3 minutes, so that's what I did, and then I did my final rinse with cold water. I found that rinsing my hair with cold water as my last step really helps to lock in my moisture, and my hair just feels so much better. My hair literally felt so amazing when I was done with this. Now I'm going to start prepping my hair to blow dry. I knew that I was going to do a braided style today. I've been loving wearing this half curly wig and doing just a style in the front, so I'm going to do that again today. It's just a really good and easy protective style. So for my hair, I'm using the TréLuxe Untie the Not Leave-In conditioner, and then I'm following it up with Fenty's 5-in-1 Heat Protectant styling cream, and I'm just going to detangle each section of my hair and put it into twists. This will just help to keep my hair detangled and kind of stretch it out. And then I had to take a break because washing my hair, it really takes it out of me. So I pretty much did this and then I let it air dry for an hour or two before I started blow drying. Alright, a few hours later I came back to blow dry, and this part I sped up a lot because it's kind of boring. I used my Conair with a comb attachment to blow dry, and I did it on a high airflow medium heat setting, and I basically do the method where you stretch your hair out first with just the air and then you go in with the comb to brush everything out. This was honestly one of the best blow dries that I've gotten in years. My hair literally usually after I blow dry it feels so dry, and this did not. It felt so fluffy, it felt so soft. I was like, this might have to be my new blow dry routine. Now on to styling. For my style today, I had this Pinterest inspo. Mine didn't come out exactly like this picture did, but it was pretty close. For some reason, I really struggle when it's time to braid my own hair, but I can braid other people's hair really well, so it's kind of annoying, but it's fine. I think this was still really cute. So my hair was already blow dried, detangled, so basically I just split my hair in half from ear to ear, and for the back half of my hair I'm just cornrowing it straight down, and I am connecting all of the braids kind of like you would a crochet pattern. Very simple. It doesn't really matter. I just needed my hair to be flat enough for me to be able to put my half wig on the back. Nothing special. For the front of my hair, I'm doing cornrows, so I am going to use a little bit of the Shine and Jam to help me just to grip my hair in the front. Not a whole lot because I did not want my hair to feel dirty and nasty again. So I basically started with just a diagonal part towards the middle of my head, and then I'm going to start cornrowing my hair back in kind of a rounded shape. I don't know how to explain this, y'all. You just look at the picture and you do the best you can do. So that's what I did. This wasn't too hard to do. I do kind of wish that the braids would have been a little bit smaller. I always feel like I'm making these super small parts, and then when I'm done I'm like, girl, these parts are huge, but it was still really cute. As I got closer to the center of that part, you start kind of making the braids shorter, if that makes sense. You're going in a triangular shape, but yeah, super simple, super cute. And then when I get to the other side, I'm just going to do the exact same thing, but have the braids going in the opposite direction. Now that my braids are all done, I'm just going to clean up my edges. I feel like doing this step literally made the whole thing cute because at first I was not liking this. I'm using my Edge Booster water-based edge control. I feel like this one works so much better and doesn't leave the white residue, so I really like this one. But yeah, that's pretty much it, and then I'll show y'all the half wig that I add on later. It's super cute. Also, with these leftover pieces, I braided them to the side for now, but I didn't want to put them into the cornrows in the back because I knew that if I wanted to do a half up, half down, I wanted to be able to take that loose to blend it with the half wig. Yeah, next thing I'm doing is adding some foam. This is the Lotta Body setting lotion. I'm just going to put some of that and a little bit of this Got to Be blasting free spray. This is just going to help lock the braids into place because I want them to last for the whole week, and then I'm just going to tie that down. I let the hair set into place for a few hours, and now I'm just adding the half wig. The half wig is super easy. There's 3 clips, 1 at the top and 2 on the sides. Not even clips, they're combs, and you literally just comb them into your hair. Super easy. Right now this hair has no product in it. I washed the hair and this is how it air dried. I've done I think maybe 2 videos on this hair before, so y'all can go check those out if you want. Next, I'm doing some skin and facial care. I'm starting with my eyebrows. As you can see, I have very sparse light brows, so there's not a whole lot that I need to do to them, but I did want to just thin them out a little bit. I do this really just so that when I'm putting on my makeup, it's easier to draw on my eyebrows. There's really no specific technique I'm following for this. On my other eyebrow, it does grow out a little bit longer, like it has a little bit more of a tail, so I'm gonna have to cut that to make it match the other one. I really don't mind cutting off the tail though, because it allows me to change the shape of my brows whenever I'm drawing them on, if I want them to be more arched or more straight, so that's why I'm trimming that off. Now, really quickly, I'm going to tint my eyebrows. I'm using the Luxe tint set. This is really meant to be an eyelash tint set, but it says you can use it for your eyebrows or your eyelashes. And I don't really have any eyelashes, so it doesn't do anything for those. For my eyebrows, I use the oxidant gel and the tint gel. You mix equal parts of those. It only takes literally a squirt. And then I just throw those over my eyebrows any kind of way. Then I take a Q-tip that's wet and I just clean up around my brows. If you don't do this, it will stain your skin. And then I don't know what happened to the lighting here, but I'm just wiping it away. It makes a very subtle difference. I don't leave mine on for that long, but it makes enough difference that I love it. Next, I'm going to use this Indian healing clay for my skin. I'm using that mixed with some apple cider vinegar and a little bit of water to make a mask. I accidentally ordered like 3 of these a few years ago, and I still haven't even used the first tube of it, so I need to use this more often. I do really like this mask because I have a lot of acne scars and huge pores, and I feel like every time I use this, I can immediately tell a difference in the size of my pores, so I definitely need to start using it more often. I let that sit on until it dries and hardens, and then I'm gonna just rinse it off with some warm water. I did add my little wristlets to help get everything off without getting water running all down my arms, because I hate that. I finished my mask and then realized that I skipped a step. I meant to wax my chin. I grow this little baby beard literally like weekly, and it's so annoying. And I used to always use a wax kit, but I just feel like these are just as easy, so I've been using these Sally Hansen strips lately, and they're nice because you don't have to warm them up or anything. You just open them up, stick them on your skin, and rip them off. And I don't know why my camera would not focus. I wanted to show y'all the hair, so sorry about that, but yeah. Then it comes with these little Vaseline oil wipes, so I'm using that to help get off any excess wax. And then I'm also going to do a lip scrub. This lip scrub I've had for probably 2 years. It's from Bath & Body Works, and it's just a sugar scrub. It smells really good, so I'm using that to exfoliate my lips and get off all the dead skin. And then I'm using my Neutrogena, I think this is like a hyaluronic acid lip balm or something, I don't know. And then I'm going to do these masks that I just got from CosRx. They kept showing me ads for these on TikTok, and so of course I bought them because why not? And it says to use a toner before you put it on, so I did use the ordinary hyaluronic acid toner before I put on the mask. The mask instructions say to leave it on for at least 2 to 3 hours because you want this to be clear before you take it off. It like dries into your skin, like melts in, but it says for the best results to leave it on overnight, so that is what I did. I put it on, I smoothed everything out, and then I went to bed. I have to be so honest, I do not know how people sleep with this crap on their face every night. I tried to do it. This was literally like 3:40 in the morning. I was so overstimulated. I kept waking up. I could not sleep. This was just too much going on for me. I felt like I couldn't breathe. I had to take it off of my face. But yeah, I was super out of it. My face was swollen. I know I look crazy, but it definitely left my face smelling soft, and it was very hydrated. Now onto my nails. I've been doing my nails at home for the last like 2 or 3 years. I have not been in a nail salon to get my fingernails done, but I do still get pedicures. Okay, so today I'm using these Glamnetic nails. I love Glamnetic. They're just a good brand. This is one of the only brands that actually fits my nail bed, so that's really why I don't stray away from them. I've tried some other ones and they just never fit. These nails, they're super cute. It's February, so obviously I went for red. I actually bought these for Christmas but didn't end up using them, so I figured they would be cute for Valentine's season. I do love their nails because they're customizable, so none of the ones that fit my nails had the little bows on them, so I just popped them off of some of the ones that didn't fit me and glued them onto the ones that did. So starting off, I'm going to use this nail drill and just drill the inside of all of the nails. I like doing this because I feel like it makes the nails last me a lot longer. I also use the drill to file some of the sides down. Sometimes the cuticle part of the nails doesn't fit perfectly, so I just like to customize those. That's the great thing about Glamnetic though, is that you can literally shape and file them however you want. Now I'm just going to really quickly take care of my natural nails. I like to start with just clipping them all, and then I take this Glamnetic buffer tool that I got from their website and I just use step 1 on it, which is basically like a file, and I file the top of each of my nails. This helps to get rid of any glue that's left over from the last set that I did, and it also just creates a little bit of a rough barrier so that the nails will stick better. And then this is a step that I try to not skip on the days that I have a little more time. This is just a cuticle pusher and the other side has a scraper, so I go through and scrape the cuticle beds of each of my nails. It just helps get rid of all that excess dead skin and it helps the nails lay flatter. You don't have to worry about the cuticle growth pushing your nails off and ruining the time that they stay on. Now my final step before adding the nails on is to use these alcohol pads that come with the kit and just take that over the top of each of my nails. This will just ensure that I get rid of any oils or anything that will keep the glue from doing what it needs to do. For glue, I'm using the little glue tube that came with the nails, and then I'm also using this Glamnetic brush on nail glue. I got that on the website for like $6. I like to use both of these. In my experience, using both of them together just makes the nails stay on longer. When I use one only, they just don't last as long. I don't know the science behind it, but I'm telling y'all that's the truth. So I like to use the glue that comes with it in the actual press-on nail, and then I like to use the brush-on nail glue on my natural nail. And then I just stick them on. I hold them down each for like 30 seconds to a minute, and then that's really it. It's super easy to do. It takes probably 10 to 15 minutes to do this whole process. When I take my time with these, I can get about 2 weeks wear out of them, and they are reusable. I don't really reuse them, but you can if you want to. After I've applied all the nails, I like to finish with a cuticle oil. I got this one from Amazon. It smells really good. So yeah, it's a very easy process. I love these. They're super cute. Little bows did not stand a chance. They popped off like almost immediately. I love Glamnetic, but this was definitely my least favorite set. Okay, last 2 things to finish it off. My hair, and I'm going to do a little touch of makeup. So I'm using TréLuxe Curl Primer and Curl Defining Mousse to define my curls and finish my style. This is an underrated brand. I really like it. It smells really good. It's a very light product and it keeps my hair defined, but it doesn't feel sticky or heavy. So I love it for that reason. I had to change locations because my camera kept falling off my tripod and it's getting on my nerves. But I'm just going to rake both of these products through my hair. Nothing special to it. It was very easy and quick. And then I'm going to finish the style by doing a half up, half down. So if y'all remember, I did this little braid across the top of my head. So I'm just going to take that braid out. And then to make the half ponytail, I'm going to take my hair and mix it with the hair from the half wig in the back just by gathering it into a ponytail. And then I don't want to leave my hair out, one because it doesn't really match in this state, and also I just like to have it protected. So I'm going to put it into two strand twists, and then I'm going to take it and tuck it behind, twist it together, and just hide it with a bobby pin. And I'm going to flip the curly hair over the top of it so it's seamless, you can't tell. And that pretty much completes the hair. Super cute, super easy, and this will last me for the whole week. And then I'm going to just do my makeup. I might post a tutorial for this, but this is just a little quick snippet of something light, something cute, and that pretty much finishes it off. I really enjoyed making this video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you did, please like. You can leave me a little comment, even if it's just a heart, and if it gives you the option to hype this video, please do that as well. I'll see y'all in the next video.